Hello all, welcome back to the second video of our lesson 1, the fun they had. In the first video you had already seen about Margie and Tommy and the book that Tommy finds in his attic, that is storeroom. Now Margie's computer was not working properly, so a man was called on to repair. Now this man was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires he had got along with him. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher, that is a computer, apart to see what was wrong within the computer. Margie had hoped, just like you, maybe that he wouldn't know how to put it together again so that at least she would get some days holiday. But this man knew how, all right. And after an hour or so, there, the computer was perfect again, large, black, and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. That wasn't so bad. But yet, the part Margie hated most was what? Just guess. It was the homework and test paper part that she didn't love. So Margie hated the part most was the space or the slot where she had to put in her homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code, that is a method. They made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher, that is a computer, used to calculate the marks in few time, that is in no time, few minutes. Next, the inspector had smiled after he was finished, that is after he completed his repair work, and patted Margie's head. He told her mother, "It's not the fault of this little girl, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick." Geared means the speed was adjusted a bit quick. Those things happen sometimes. However, I have slowed the speed to an average of 10-year-old student. So you need not worry. Actually, the overall pattern of the progress of your Margie is quite satisfactory, that is good. And he patted Margie's head again. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping that they would take the teacher away altogether at least for a month. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history section or sector had blanked out completely. So she told Tommy, why would anyone write about school? Because school and homework and test and all this thing, Margie hated a lot. Next, Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes. That is as if he knew everything. He had big knowledge about all these things. So he said, because it's not our kind of school. That's why people used to write books on school. You stupid, that is you fool. This is old kind of school that they had some hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He added loftily, that is in a superior way, pronouncing the word very carefully, centuries ago. And Margie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago. That is, I don't even want to know about, and I even don't know about what kind of school there existed in ancient time. She read the book over his shoulder for a while. Over his shoulder means from the back. And then added, anyway, they had a teacher, and that was the thing she hated. Now sure, they had a teacher, but it was not a regular teacher. It was a real man, said Tommy. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Asked Margie. Well, said Tommy, he just told the boys and girls some things. That is, the teacher used to give some information to the boys and girls and then gave them some homework and asked some questions. Margie said, a man, I don't think so, is smart enough. But Tommy said, no, he is smart. My father knows as much as my teacher. He knows almost as much, I bet. Betcha means I bet. Margie was not prepared to fight with him, that is to dispute or disagree with Tommy. She said, I would not want a strange man to enter my house and be my teacher. Tommy screamed with laughter. That is, he started laughing loudly. You don't know anything, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house of the student. They had a special building called school, and all the kids went there at a time to study. Margie was surprised, and all the kids learned the same thing. Sure, if they were of the same age. That is, now that you are in 9th standard, and the day very soon, I hope so, when you all will be going to school and tuition classes. You will not be sitting in a room or in a classroom where there are elderly students, that is of 10th or 12th standard students sitting with you and the teacher teaching all at a time. It is same age students, they work together, they study together, they learn from the teacher in the classroom at the same time, the same thing. Next. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl. That is, the teacher should know each boy and girl in the classroom whom she is teaching, and that each child has to be taught differently because all children are different. So the teacher will have to be adjusted or get herself adjusted to the mind of the children. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. Now Tommy was a bit upset because he wanted to read the book seriously. Margie said very quickly, No, I didn't say I didn't like it. She wanted to read about those funny schools. They weren't even half finished reading the book when Margie's mother called her, Margie, school time. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama. Now, said Mrs. Jones. And it's possibly, that is probably time for Tommy too. Margie said to Tommy, Can I read the book some more with you after school? That is after our class gets over? And maybe, he said nonchalantly, that is as if not showing much interest in her. He walked away whistling. The dusty old book, dusty because it was very old book found from the storeroom, so it was a bit dusty, tucked beneath his arm, that is he had put it beneath his arm, and he went away to attend his own class. Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. So this girl had to enter her classroom at the same time daily except Saturday and Sunday because her mother said little girls learn better if they learn at regular hours. And this is the truth actually. Now the screen was lit up, that the computer was on, and it said, Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert your yesterday's homework in the proper space. And now towards the last part of the chapter, Margie did so with a sigh. That is, now I'll have to do this work also. It's so boring. Now she was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. So she was not interested in a present class. She was thinking about the ancient time, that it would have been such a fun for those children. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day just like you. And I think so you also must be missing all these things now. They learned the same things, so they could actually help each other with the homework and talk about it or discuss. And the teachers were real people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen. Now when we add fractions 1 by 2 and ... that is, the words went ahead, but Margie was not paying attention to it. Why? Because she was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. Learning from a real teacher, a real human. She was thinking about the fun they had, That is a fun the children must be having in the ancient time with the real school and lot many friends in the surrounding and with the real teacher lectures, which I promise very soon we will meet face to face and enjoy the lectures. Now after this video, you will be sent question answers related to this chapter. So please learn and put it down in your English homework book. And one book you are going to make that is related to SS. So that when we complete a chapter of SS, you will learn and write the question answers and put it down in your SS homework book. However, these books are going to be checked as soon as we meet in the class. Thank you so much. Hope you must have enjoyed this story very much.